Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is the Yukitsu Times, welcome to my channel, welcome to Polybridge. It's basically a bridge building simulator, and yeah, I got a press copy of it somehow, because apparently that is something that I do these days. Somehow. But anyway, it's a bridge building simulator. You basically just have to figure out the most efficient way to build a bridge. I guess you don't actually have to figure out the most efficient way, but you do have to figure out how to build a bridge, which is, you know, as it were. You can see sort of like your budget here, which constrains how many materials you can use, but there is kind of like unlimited wood here until you hit your budget. So, I mean, the thing about bridge building is that it is basically just triangles. Like, if you've ever built a bridge, which I'm sure many of you have, out of spaghetti or whatever in your school project, it's just triangles. That is. So, I mean, it does get a lot harder, but for these first few missions, they keep it pretty simple, which is pretty nice since it keeps that progression up. And if you've forgotten how your high school science projects worked, like building spaghetti bridges or whatever the crap it is that you did, I don't know what you did, then that might be difficult for you. No. Okay, that's fantastic. I've started from the beginning here, but you can see that, you know, pretty easy. It starts off maximum joint stress. I have stress grid on so I can see where the breakpoints of my bridges are. You can turn that off if you don't want your bridges to be green and red flashing, but yeah, we've got a max stress of 55.7% and we're way under budget. So yeah, I mean, it's the way the game works. You just start off building your bridges and you just do it until you can't do it anymore, is sort of how I've been playing this. So yeah, it is in beta, so like that's why it's sort of like one of those press copy things that I got or whatever. But how do we want to do this? You know, let's go all the way across here. I did actually play out further than this, but yeah, that's just a little bit too far away. Let's go ahead and just do this. Alright. So, yeah, again, just always build triangles. That's how you build bridges. Music in this is very relaxing. It's a very relaxing kind of game, except for the fact that you're probably going to get to one of those levels where you just can't figure out how to make your bridge work, and it's just going to drive you mad. But, yeah, that's the way the game is. Alright, let's go ahead and triangle this up. How much have we got here? We've got like half our budget spent, so we've got plenty left. Okay. And we'll do the same on the opposite side over here, except I'm terrible at symmetry. Like this, I think. It doesn't actually have to be symmetrical. Like, if you're designing this, you can still be level without going for perfect symmetry, but I like perfect symmetry because I'm crazy. Go. And we're slightly over budget, so we have to remove some of these sprues, it looks like, which is a bit of a shame because this is nice and symmetrical. Let's remove these ones. That might work. And let's remove... Okay, actually, we're gonna do this slightly differently here. I do like how relaxed this game is, but it does have its moments. Okay, and we'll move this over this way as far as we can. Oops. Okay. We'll do it like this, I think. I can't actually remember my solutions to these, so this is pretty much like a fresh playthrough, except I've understood the mechanics a little bit better now. Okay, I think this will actually work, but we'll find out. Yeah. There's gonna be high stress on this thing, I think, but... Alright. That was actually pretty low stress on that. Okay. This is basically like a puzzle game, sort of, except it's a physics puzzle. It's like, how well do you understand, like, stress load and stuff like that, and all that other good stuff. So if you understand, like, basic physics, basically, you should be able to figure this out pretty well. It's like stress and tension points and, like, reinforcing structures and load bearing, all that other stuff. I actually was pretty good at building bridges out of, like, past and stuff like that in high school, so this is pretty intuitive to me, which is good, because, like, if it's something that you're good at and it translates well into the game, then that's a positive thing for the game. This so far has been very intuitive for me. Alright, so I think this should be structurally sound. And how much have we got left? We got a lot of budget left. Alright. I kind of want to add more structure here, but I can't quite reach that way, so we're going to do it like this. Can I afford to do it this way? I think we can. Alright. Nice and symmetrical looking, which is very important for obsessive compulsives like myself, and it looks like this is very sturdy. Alright, that was pretty good bridge design, I guess. Alright, maximum stress on the joints was 31%. That is really low. That's good. Alright. So now we're getting into some tricky stuff here. Alright, so we got a slanted bridge now. And this doesn't actually have any anchor points either, so... yeah, so we have to figure out how we're going to do this. And the way that I like doing these sorts of bridges is like, is that not wood? I thought I selected wood. Anyway. It was probably too close to the thing. Anyway, let's continue on here. This can actually just barely work this sort of way that I'm doing here, but yeah, it was this way. And just want to build a bridge out like this, because this maximizes the number of triangles. And this isn't going to necessarily be the most sturdy bridge, but it should actually get us there. I think this was enough to get us there. Yeah, so you can see the high stress points. Oh, no, that one actually just barely failed. Let's see here. Okay, that should help, that should help. Oh, right, I think this is one of the ones where I have to actually add in an overhead support, so let's try that. Like I said, I don't actually remember my solutions, so I don't remember the exact details of how to beat these levels. Alright, there we go. So this should help, because it reduces the stress load across to a wider area. Alright, there we go. There we go, a 10-meter jump. So this one's a little bit odd. Start off shallow. Okay, that was all we got, so we'll reduce that just by a little bit, like that. I think we can make it across with that kind of slope, but we'll find out. And we just need to anchor this, so this is pretty simple since we got this down here. And we'll probably bring this up a little bit. This is a little bit like Legos, but you're building it for a very specific purpose. I don't think this is quite enough. Let's add that. Is that enough? Let's find out. I forget what it is actually jumping, so... There we go. Okay. Perfect. An 18-meter jump. So this is the same thing, but much, much further. So... This is actually... I remember this one was actually quite tough, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat it in one go here. Okay, let's reduce that by a little bit. Let's drop that by a little bit. And that should be okay. Alright, let's wood this up. The wood is the hard part for this because, like, there's so many stress points that are not anchored properly. But, I mean, I think we might even be able to bring in an anchor point here. Actually, why would we do it all the way from down there when we can do it from up here? I didn't try it this way last time, but I suspect that this is not actually going to be useful stuff over here, because, like, this is so far away from the anchor point that's probably just unsupported at this point in time. So I'm going to try it the way I did it last time, which is not this way. Suffice to say, why can I not delete that? There we go. It is in beta, so it is a little buggy at times, but it hasn't been too bad. It's just that it's hard to delete stuff from time to time. Alright. Let's move these so that they're more in alignment. Okay, so here's where things get tricky. Basically, we gotta fill this in here. So one of the ways that you can deal with triangles that don't reach each other is by building it up like this. And you just lower this until it can reach down to here. So this way I've got a triangle. And like we can do it again here, and then we can do it again here. And again, we're just trying to build as many triangles as we can without going over budget. See, so this should be like moving us in a direction that's relatively sturdy without going over budget, I would hope. Okay, so we need to move this a little bit closer. Can we do this, I think? How much have we got left? We've still got, like, no money, so this is the problem with this one, is, like, you end up with so few funds that it's actually very difficult to do. Okay, let's get rid of that. There's probably too much support there as well. So we'll try and do it, like... This one is one of the ones that I remember taking me quite a while to solve. Alright, let's bring this up a little bit here. I might have to redo this one from scratch. So I can't reach there to properly support that. That might have to stay as is, which is very unstable. Can't reach either of those. Alright. And that brings us over again. This is going to be a tricky one, but let's see how much I can... How much is a problem here. So this actually does need to be anchored to something. Let's get rid of this, actually. Let's get rid of this section. Because you can get away with a little bit that's like this. That's not too bad. Alright, so... that brings that close enough that we can do this. Too far away. There we go. Okay, that might do it. Let's find out. No, that front end is still not quite enough. Although that's pretty good, actually. Okay, I just forgot to do that. That probably is not gonna last, but it should be okay for one jump. Alright, there we go. That one's tricky. That one actually is really tricky. So, here's another thing that you can do in this game, is it's actually got, like, drawbridges. So, you need to have your bridge... Actually, no, this one isn't the drawbridge one. This is the... This one's actually just a build a ramp sort of thing. I think. We'll find out in a second here. There we go. Alright. And this one's actually kind of... like, not necessarily obvious as to what you're supposed to be doing here, but, you know, I mean, that's, gotta take it easy on these games. Think about your solutions, how you're gonna do it. I mean, they give you tons of cash for your budget on this particular level, so it's not too bad, honestly. One of the things I always do that I probably shouldn't always do is, like, I try and stretch these out as long as I can, but it's probably better if you actually, like, try and figure out where you want your connection points to be. Alright. No, let's not do that. Let's do it like, how do I want to do this? Well, I can connect that there, so that changes this. Okay, we'll ignore that for just a second and figure out how much cash we have after this, because at this point in time we need to do an over, because you sort of need, like, pressure all the way across here in your load distribution. So, works if you go like this. Oops. There we go. that down to here. And then you need a brace along the top here that I'm not going to be able to do properly, looks like. Okay, that's as far stretched that way as it can go. I'm going to have to stretch it to there. May actually just have to do that. Alright. Well, that should work now then. Alright, perfect. So, we can reinforce the structure by going like this and just continuing along with the pattern all the way across. I think should be okay. There's probably some structural engineers out there that are just like yelling at me right now as I'm doing this. It's like, why are you such a scrub at bridge building? I'm like, I'm sorry. Alright. There we go. So that should be good. That should be actually pretty over-engineered, I'd suspect. So if you can see here, the boat just goes like neatly under this, because this one isn't actually the kind of bridge that I thought it was. Now there's a lot of tension over here already, but I think we've got enough overhead that the strain of this is not going to break it, and you can see that it doesn't. So that was pretty good. Alright, and this one's a drawbridge. So this is the one I thought the last one was. So this one is, you only have enough road to get across like this, but you can split this one over here. And let's go into our menu here. Let's get the wood. Okay, so I think we want to go for here as our wood spots. And then anchor that properly. Then from there we're doing this overhead style again here. And this should be plenty of structural integrity for this thing, but actually I think I can't connect that part like that, or do I have to? I forget how this works actually. This is worrisome. This might ruin it. Yeah, no, I definitely don't want these ones. Okay, let's, Alright, and let's grab these. So this connects to here, and actually pulls up this section here. And I think I've dramatically under-engineered this because it's looking like, I haven't got enough spent, unless I just get way more than I actually need. Let's go like this, though. That'll add some integrity. And we're going to actually, when you've got this sort of setup, what's actually a good idea often is to sort of bridge it like this. Just have support overhead like this. Though this might be massively over-engineering it. Alright, that should be okay. So we've got our first car going across. You can see no problems there. Barely any stress on the structure. This opens up nicely. Should be plenty of room for the boat to get through. And that closes back down. And you can see that we've got lots and lots of budget left and lots of stress that we could have added to this without it falling down there. 43% max stress, that's amazing. Alright. 12-meter drawbridge. So this one gets tricky. This one's a drawbridge with a hill. So, I mean, like you can't even properly... You have to get over it here. So this part has to go there. And once you've cleared that, it should be okay. But this is a little bit wonky. Alright, let's go ahead and get our steel here. And let's get this right under that, so... I think you can add the steel to that like that, and that helps the structural integrity quite a bit, but not 100% positive about that. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and just do the same overhead design that we just did like a second ago. And again, this one we don't want necessarily going overhead like that. It's a little bit too far away, so we gotta drag that back. Alright, so we can probably leave this quite low over here like this, but in any event we need to have this like that. Actually, we can should probably set this up first before we figure that out. Okay. Okay, this way we can sort of figure out where we want this to start, and we probably just want it about here. Actually, this is fine. Probably did that wrong. Let's just get that across there. Yeah, I screwed this one up a little bit, that's fine. Go, and we'll put that there, that there. So that should actually be quite stable. Actually, I think this was supposed to go somewhere else. I think we wanted this as a tether, because we have a cable here, and this can be used to pull there to make reduce the stress on that side, while we use this over here to reduce stress on this side. How are we on budget? We're about most of the way there, but not all the way there. Okay. This is very relaxing music. It is a little bit too relaxing. It's putting me off my guard. Okay, and I should probably just build this straight up to the red. Move that down to there. Probably over-engineering it to shit, but I think that should be enough to keep that side relatively stable. We'll drop this down here and start building some triangles over here as well, just to sort of assist our support for that. And we'll put in our hydraulics, and we'll bring them from here, I think. I feel that those are good spots for that. Alright, let's give this a try. Oh, those just fall over there, but apparently they're entirely superfluous. Oops, we're over budget. Let's stop the simulation here. Okay, you're entirely superfluous. We're removing you. There we go. That was easy. I'm not entirely sure why that steel beam's there, but I'm actually not sure how steel beams work in this game, because they don't seem to anchor properly when you play this. And yeah, if it can handle opening and it can handle the first car going across, the scooter going across, it's gonna be no problem. So yeah, this is pretty much Polybridge. It's basically just seeing how good you are at figuring out physics. It's pretty simple physics though. I'm not sure how accurate it is. Like, I'm not sure it's like model like Kerbal Space Program accuracy, but I wouldn't expect it to be. Okay, so this one is just like a normal bridge, but it's in two parts, so this one I'm not entirely sure. It seems like it's pretty easy, but like to me a lot of this game feels pretty easy. I'm not sure how like difficult it's meant to be. It feels like it's starting off very, very simple so that you can sort of get used to the idea of it. And I think that that's a good thing, since a lot of people I think are gonna have difficulty figuring out basic load-bearing stuff like that. Okay, so this should be relatively stable, or not for the fact I'm missing that, but... And then you can do the same over here. Honestly, I don't think that this is anchored enough if this were like a real-life bridge. If this were a real-life bridge, I think I would feel more secure if there was a second anchor point somewhere in the like just down here. You see that in some of the levels, but you don't see it in all of them. I just don't think that these things are like load-bearing enough, but maybe I'm wrong. But it seems to work in this game, so. And I can over-engineer this one by having that go to there. And then this has to go up to here. So you can increase the load-bearing strength of this one by quite a bit, but not the other one. Alright, that should actually be enough of that. Let's see if this is enough over here. I don't feel like this first one... Like, this first one you can see that there's a lot of strain and a lot of stress on it, but it did work. This second one, pretty much solid as a rock, so... This one is a really easy level considering what the last ones were like. Alright, perfect. And this one is just, like, big. Like... let's go over down here. Alright, so we got like a bus, so this thing is much heavier than previous ones. So one of the things about this one is that when you've got a gap that is just this large, you're like the strategy of going like this and then going straight down like this is not going to work. So we're still going to do this as like the foundation of our bridge here, because it works to a degree. Like you just need some supports in the middle, I find. And that should probably work. I think that's as long as we can redistribute a lot of the stress towards the middle, that would be perfectly fine. And I think actually we can make this a little bit more symmetrical. So we can move this one a little bit over here. And okay, so I accidentally hit the Windows key. One of the problems is that like the controls of this game are heavily influenced by the Control and Alt buttons, so I often accidentally hit the Windows key. I should probably rebind those, but, you know, whatever. Let's go ahead and continue on here. And get back to where we were. So what we want is that sort of same strain low... this basically just redistributes the strain of the part of the road above it to a couple different places along the, like, triangles. It isn't actually a huge amount of... weight bearing or anything like that that's doing, so alright, let's do it like this. Okay, so this is probably around our center point here. We'll actually put the center point like right where this is, so like that, then like that. There we go. Getting faster at this a little bit. Now I've got a better system for it. Okay, so that was a load of our budget, but it wasn't that bad by percent, so what I feel like I need to do now is just support up the center structure and maybe a little bit out to the side of it, so around here seems fine. Okay, so then we need to just straighten this out a little bit. I get the feeling like it's quite harmful when this isn't done straight. And let's because there's like a lot more load bearing potential when something's like going straight up down. Alright. It's too far away. Drat. Okay. Then we want to do the same sort of thing out this way, probably to this one. Man, I cannot do straight lines. Okay. Go and up to here. And again, cannot do straight lines. Fantastic. There we go. And this is where things get a little bit tricky. So, can't directly connect anything like there to there, but I can do it like this. So I can make a triangle there. Can't reach any of those, so I just go like this. And then, same thing here. There. So that should be plenty of structural reinforcement there. And same thing over here, I think. Okay, so this adds like a lot of there's a lot of load-bearing sort of sharing between these things here. I think that adding these might help a little bit, but I don't know that for sure. And I think we can even redistribute weight a little bit more since we've got the cash. I mean, we have tons left, so we might as well use it. I sometimes feel like this game gives you a little bit too generous a budget on a lot of these levels, but I don't think they want to make it too hard. Okay, I don't think this is quite enough to get them across, but I want to see how bad it is and see where the stress points are. Okay, so I just need to increase the load bearing out to the sides here even more. Okay. There we go. So I might just have to go all the way to the end here with this. It might be a good idea for me to do some over top as well. I've gotten enough for it probably. You know, I think I will actually. I probably didn't need to do some of that stuff that I've got there. Probably makes more sense to do it let's try it like this maybe. I got enough for this? No, I haven't. So what we're going to do is start removing some of the stuff that I put down here that I think is a little bit superfluous, maybe. Okay, so that should be okay. I was just saying that they give you too much money. I think I can take away these without any severe problems. I cannot actually remember how I beat this one. This looks like it's stable though. There's a lot of stress there though. You can see that there's just tons and tons of stress on that one, and then it goes across to here. It's because you can see how many different of those little things are heading towards there, just moving it there, but got through it. 8% stress to spare. And this one again, drawbridge sort of situations. We need to go up. I mean, we could actually just go like this, I think, but I think actually, yeah, we don't have enough road, so what we have to do is actually make a drawbridge. Damn. Okay, so I think with this one, we actually had to go like this. Yeah, this one we actually have to go like this, so... if I recall correctly, this one was a little bit weird. Okay, so we have some steel beams here. We have unlimited steel beams, in fact, but that's besides the point. I think they just make for slightly more sturdy, durable structure. Now, one of the weird things is that I think that this one, it's easier to have it withdraw underneath the bridge. So we're gonna do that. There we go. And approximately to here. I'm just going to try and do this as best we can there. So we can't do just a pure under structure because we won't be able to get across. So we need to do some of this again. And we need to tower it up a level, so. Because the boat will crash into it if it's improperly built. Alright, let's go like this. This down like this actually, and basically what we're trying to do here is just provide structure that is going to hold up the bridge from above primarily. But we are going to need some structure underneath that is going to provide a little bit extra bracing, but also so we can pull the bridge under this way. And to hold this up, we need another, this one's just a normal structure like this. And then this needs a little bit of structure. Can probably delete that and then bring this down. That should be fine. I think that should work. Okay. I think we might need a little bit more up here. That should be okay in terms of holding the bridge up, but let's... I think we wanted to pull it like to here. Okay, we need a little bit more structure down here just so we can get a pull point. Okay. Let's see if this works, because I don't think it will, but... So this, like, dips the bridge into the water, but if we tried to do it over top, I've noticed that the boat always clips it. There's probably a way to do it where I put it over top, but it seems to be easier to do it this way. Yeah, I mean, bridge getting a little bit wet's not going to hurt anybody. Alright, so let's see if this is structurally sound, though. Looks like it is. Perfect. Yeah, and that is going to be our last puzzle for today. We'll take a look at the next one, but as you can see, I mean, yeah. So this is just a variety of challenges and puzzles based on building bridges. It's been pretty easy so far for me, but I'm actually pretty good at this sort of thing, so hopefully hopefully if you want to try this out, you won't be dissuaded by that, and it's a pretty fun game so far. It's been, like, it helps that I did do this earlier, but, I mean, you'll probably struggle with some and have an easy time with others, as long as you aren't copying other people's solutions, you cheating bastards. But yeah, no, it's a pretty good game for something that's pretty early on. So I hope you give it a try. It's I think $12, so I'm not sure if that's a good price or not. I'll have to see, but I think that's a pretty good price for what it is. It's been pretty addictive so far, actually, considering how simple it is. You can see that, like, some of these puzzles, though, are a little bit too easy. I think that making even a little bit harder would be quite nice, but I think that for what they've got, it's pretty well done. I mean, yeah, no complaints from me so far. So anyway, I hope you found this video enjoyable. I'm gonna try this out. Just keep an eye on it. You know, don't buy things necessarily that are in beta. This might even not be in... I don't even think this is in closed beta. Or maybe it is, yeah. But, you know, don't buy things just because people tell you to either, of course. But, yeah, this one's been pretty good for me so far. I mean, I'm just blazing through some of these just to show you. But, yeah, I hope you found this video enjoyable. And, of course, as always, I hope to see you all next time.